Bejerbe jalang zan zar dorjen janje delo naro dang marba mala chuje gambo ba pamo drba jawan drogon ba kajyo lama nanje da jon je danandana zira danje da lama laba la ye jisos la son yon de jam zung ala ba den de dong jin de be gele zor zhen jin za ba lama ji je go son do je se lan da 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 ge ji lan ben da ge den ba dang sun je je dong jia jin bon de ba ra jin je la do zo. Good morning, dears. Yes, today is the third noble truth. So before I start this teaching on the noble truth, we all momentarily practice about the bodhicitta. The bodhicitta means someone knows. If someone don't know about these things, because the bodhicitta is the vocabulary of the Sanskrit. So bodhicitta means the loving kindness. That's where we are going to practice on there momentarily for the sake of all mother sentient beings and for the sake of our own liberating from the samsara. So that's where actually there's many different skills and many different way of the teachings on the bodhicitta. So till now my personally learning about these things and thinking about that. So the best things to promote our bodhicitta or loving kindness is our individual practice on the individual friends. These friends are not old friends, not always with family, but for example, today we are gathering here for practice. That's where you're behind or your left side, right side, who are being right now, then you motivate that person will be happy. So this is very simple, but this is very energized of the practice. Okay, let us do for a moment. Okay, thank you. So this is the way of the learning the bodhicitta. Also, it's it has a lot of benefits, as already I mentioned it a little bit on there. Usually we say, welfare all mother sentient beings. We pray like that and we think like that, but sometimes just we chanting on there, we talking on there, but it's a little difficult to put into the action. So right now we put meditate on there beside of your friends, with the beside of your friends. Then you have some experience. We get some experience. So if one person's bodhicitta will develop or increase, then it's really important. If among the 100 people there has only one person is compassionate or bodhisattva, and then that person can give a lot of benefit to all of these another people. So that's where we always need to think like that. Oh, this is my responsibility. You think by yourself. We all think of ourselves. Or the practice on the bodhicitta is my own responsibility. Always we need to think that, because the practice on the bodhicitta is the responsibility of the guru or some spiritual teachers or some leaders. If we think like that, then we cannot make a great bodhicitta with our own mind. So we think, oh, this is my own responsibility to practice on the bodhicitta. We think like that, then for example here each and everybody think like that, then many people become bodhisattva. So if we want to liberate from the samsara, we want to practice on the bodhicitta. And we need some happiness in this life. We want to practice on the bodhicitta. And we need friends, or just we need some peace in the mind. Still, we need to practice on the bodhicitta. So that's where we all do that. And then first, thinking, oh, my friends or my side, that person, this person, or this group. By this way, we improve our bodhicitta. Then slowly, it's this country. That is important too. Where we are staying, that area has peace and compassion. Then this is like a medicine of our life. So wherever we stay, for example, today we stay these states, for example, Phoenix, right? Then first we think, may this area, people who being in this area, may they will become bodhisattva, and then may they will be happy, and then slowly make expand this country. May this country will be happy. The people of this country will be happy, and people who are coming here, they will be happy. For example, today, if tomorrow we go to another country, same. Wherever you go, you think like that. So that is the way of the practice on the bodhicitta. Okay. And then if you are a little difficult to practice on the bodhicitta, why we want to take good motivation to others? Why I want to give this compassion and loving kindness to that person? Looks like that person is healthy, wealthy, that has no problem. We think like that. That moment you need some reasons. Before coming kind of this feeling with you, without reason is no doesn't matter. You just motivate. May this person will be happy. That's enough. But you have some reasons, as earlier I mentioned it. It's why you want to give good motivation to that person. That moment, first you think the equality, equal. Because, for example, we all have a different color of the clothes and different hairstyles and a different kind of in order to different, a little bit different here, right? But we all need the same thing, which is this fence. We need cooler. Why? Because the weather is pretty hot. Same like that, we all have a feeling. If we have a feeling, then happiness is with our mind, or suffering is also with our mind. So that's where everybody need good feeling, everybody need happiness. Okay, I need that, then why other people do not need that? Right? But this way, then it's same thing. What I need. He need coffee, I need tea. But we both need what? Water. Same like that, right? So thinking like that, and by this way, then we do improve the compassion. Whether you coming for the practice in the temple, or you just stay at your home, or you working in the for your job or something, each and every moment you try to improve that. Okay, so this is really important. Then you get some experience, then you see the value of the loving kindness, we call the bodhicitta. So that is really essential. Okay, and especially before you start to the practice meditation teaching, whenever the bodhicitta is a great protector. Because Lord Jigten Sunggun said that, actually Buddha Shakyamuni already mentioned it taught on there. Lord Jigten Sunggun said that if you want to go to the retreat, someplace for practice, if you have no any protectors, doesn't matter, you have a bodhicitta. That is the best things. If you want to visit a new place, that place has some gods, mountain gods, fire gods, in order to elements. So those elements are still not liberated from the samsara. For that reason, they have emotions. So sometimes it's a little bit strange. It's possible they make a little bit jealous with you because you are the newcomer there. But in your mind, have a bodhicitta, love, compassion. Then they cannot do anything. Even though they do respect to you, they support to you. So this is I refrained from the teaching of the Lord Jigten Sunggun. Otherwise, honestly, I have no perception to see the gods, mountain gods, and the elements, power of the elements. But he taught like that. And after then you have some time to practice on some dharma protectors, and that thing is good. He said that. So bodhicitta is the king of the preparation. The bodhicitta is the king of the conclusion about the virtues. So then your own self, no need particularly every day take some medicines. If you have some physically some disease, of course, I agreed. We want to take some medicines, but in your mind has bodhicitta, love. You have good health. Then physically you check in the hospital and something like that. So the bodhicitta is a good preparation of the mental. Bodhicitta is the good prevent of the mental problems. So that's where own self we need a healthy life. Then we want to practice on there. That is first my teaching or requesting to all of you. And then in this August, then I offer the teaching on the Four Noble Truths. So last Sunday and before that Sunday, we taught the two truths: the noble truth of suffering and the noble truth of the causes of suffering. But today also there's newcomers, so in briefly I want to make sense a little bit on these two truths. In order to, I will teach on the fourth truth shortly. So first is the noble truth of suffering, which is to be understood. Okay. The second is the noble truth of origin of suffering, which is to be abandoned or purified. And the third is the noble truth of the cessation, which is to be achieved. Today we are teaching on there actually. And then fourth is the noble truth of the path, which is to be practiced. This teachings will come in next week. So then this last I taught on the noble truth of the origin or cause of suffering. But some still remain to teach. There are some sort of the cause of sufferings. So first I want to teach you on there. The cause of suffering has actually two classification, right? Two classification. One is the defilements or afflictive emotions, and another is actions. In the Sanskrit we call the karma. So this is two like a branches or classifications. And among them, I little bit taught the 6 emotions and the 20 kind of the emotions. Little bit I taught already. And now I little bit introduce about the actions or karma. What is the karma, and then how kind of the karma. So right now we are in the samsara. We are not just coming from the sky with the rain. We are not just grow up with the grass on the ground. Or we are not just coming in the space with the clothes, right? We are comes from parents. That we can say. But how to come, that is important. The different things, everybody knows we comes from parents, own parents. I comes from my mother's, right? You also say, everybody have mother. Whether they know or not, it doesn't matter. But we have mother. But how we can come is the father and mother meeting, and then father's we call the in order to the energies, blood and the drop maybe these two mixed together. These things makes only our body. That's we can say. But still, our life is not there. But right now, I say, fathers and parents' energy. We are established. Our body is established by the parents' energy. But that is also, if we go a little details, we research a little bit on the father's energy has 5 elements. Mother's blood has 5 elements. That's why our body has five elements. And if we have 5 elements, okay, we have father's energy, mother's energy, they mixed in the mother's womb. It's we can say, okay, it's established by our body. Then our life is how come? Then life is the consciousness. Then consciousness is not elements. Consciousness is not comes from the energy of the elements. This is come from the karma. How does, for example, why I was born or I birthed from my parents? Why my parents become my parents? Why my parents did not become your parents? I mean scientifically. In spirituality, we can say all of sentient beings are our mother, but that is a different way of the teaching. But right now, currently, manifestly, my parents are not your parents, right? If I say my parents are your parents, maybe you cannot accept that. That's fun in this relative truth. So then, why I was then okay, I'm Tibetan, so I was birth born in Tibet. But in Tibet, some families big, some families small, some is rich, some is poor. It's different classes, same everywhere. But among them, me, why I was born from my parents? If those things are dealt with the karma, there's nothing, any examples beyond of the karma. Same like you, why you were birthed with your parents. So we go in this way. So everything, there's lots of deal with the karma. And then we taking the example of these flowers. They have also some cause and then conditions. Then they grow up. Okay. So today we don't want to go too much on there, but they're related with this cause of suffering. I want to share with you something about something means the source of the cause of suffering. There's 3 things. One is the action of the virtues. Like today we are acting on the with the virtues. This means by the body, by the speech and the mind, is do good things. We can make some cause, or we can make some karma. So that's where today our practice is good activities. That's where we call it good virtues. So one is the action of the virtues, and another is action of the non-virtues. Who does that right now? We cannot say. I cannot say I did wrong actions, but we cannot judge our mind. Anyway, so by the speech, use the harsh word. By the physically, did the harm or some destroy to others, and by the mind, negative motivation. That is called the action of non-virtues. Right? And then another is the this is a little bit related the action of the kind of the non-distractions. That means this is later I want to make clear with that. Otherwise, it's pretty hard. So first, I want to tell a little bit the action of the virtues. Okay, this is the cause, or this is a karma. Then what is this result? This result is the good result. Good result is if you are only one day happy, This is the result of action of virtues. If you are become rich for this life, this is action of the virtues comes from. This is coming from action of virtues. Because we have the 6 Panchaparimatas, among them someone reached this life. Because in the past life they did generously lots of things for others. Then this life it's become rich. And in this people, we have different colors. Someone is smart, someone is beautiful. Because this is the result of the action of virtues in the past life. Because they be practice on the tolerance, be patient. And then someone have some power of the love. People love, whether they're physically okay or not. People love. This is the action of the virtues, because in the past life they keep very good discipline. Then someone's mind is very clear and very easy to meditate. This is the action of the virtues, because in the past life they did concentration very well. And then someone just no need specially teach, just reading these 37 books, among them talking in maybe 1 or 2 sentences tell us wisdom. That's why they chant this. At the same time they recognize what is the nature, Dharma nature, what is the reality of the Buddha, because in the past life they did a good job with the wisdom. So that's why everything's like that. But right now I pick up past life. This is just on the majorities. But in the minorities, everything's not deal with only past life. Something is deal with the past of past life. Something is deal with this last year, few months ago, few days ago. So this is coming later. And then non-virtues. The non-virtues is very easy. We understand that things. For example, someone have different disease. We all have actually, but I mean, for example, easy to get sick. This is also the karma of the action of the non-virtues. In the past life, we beat to lots of people, and we insult those people, and we didn't took care for those other living beings. But this result right now is coming easily to getting sick. But you don't be upset you getting sick. You just let you know that, oh, this is the past bad karma's result. But right now you happened like that, you don't be upset, okay? Because this result right now come maybe kind of the repent, right? In order to it's come right now, it's gone. Karma means like that. Karma has 2 ways to purify. One is happened with you, and by this way is purify. Another is you want to practice. By this way you can purify. That's where there's no way to upside if you have some problems with this life. But then, there's many examples. If you are rich, but still people don't love you. Why? Because in the past life, you generous lots of things to people, but you didn't be patient. You give something, but you are very short temper or some this way. Right now, you are rich, but people don't love you, don't like you. So karma is like that. What you did, result is come like that. What you didn't do, result is not coming. And then you are beauty or smart physically, but internally you are very stupid. Someone happened like that. We kind of the mind is unclear, like a hazy or foggy, because in the past life you did some well. Maybe you did very good clean with the sharing room and something like that. You did very good job, but in the mind you didn't do purify. That's why its result is coming like that. Okay, so I don't want to tell too much about that. Everybody knows, everybody have experience. If you don't have yourself experience, but you can learn from others by this way. Then in the next, in September, they're coming on this practice on the karma. That moment coming with details clear. And then later I want to tell this non-transferring. They translate like that in order to non-distraction like that. That is the someone meditates without spiritual teacher, but their meditation is they doesn't use that much wisdom, especially paramodal wisdom. They just like to calm down. This is also become cause, but that is good, but that is not reality the cause of Buddha. Okay, because there's a four families. They have lots of happiness if compared with us, but they are not on the stage of Buddha. They have a Buddha nature, they have lots of happiness, but they are not Buddha. That's where some karma is like that. For example, you just meditate, maybe 10 days, no need to eat food or no need to move, no need to cough, just stay like that. You can stay very longer, but you don't have already I mentioned it during my meditation class. The meditation has two. One is the mindfulness, another is the analytical meditation. This both is necessary. If you are birds, you want to fly, you need two wings. Same like that. So this two meditation is over wings to fly in pure nirvana. So that's where some meditation, it's many happened like that. They rebirth in the four families of stage. Then they have currently they have no problems, no emotions, no tensions. Then they are satisfied with that. But this way they still not yet get the final goal. Make sense? So we are right now we are the Mahayana practitioner, right? So Mahayana is the great vehicle in order to great practitioners. The great practitioner must not great. If we have a great temple, that is not make sense. We have some great facilities, that also not make sense. Great motivation means great mind. Great mind means first you need great bodhicitta. If one moment you have bodhicitta in your mind, you are a great practitioner at that moment. And then you need great of great. Maybe we say in English grammar, greatest, more greatest, right? Then you need wisdom, paramodal wisdom. These two things are critically important. So this is the three things are about the action of the karmas. But then one thing I want to tell you guys here is by the time, T-I-M-E, time. If we make classification on the actions, on the karma, then there's also 3. Okay? So the one action is the action who result in experience in this life. So this is we do right now something and then come something. So some karma is like that. You don't worry, karma is so distant from my life. It's always for the future life. So right now if I do something, then may not come in some result. That's why I don't like to do that. People think like that. It's possible, right? Because due to our kind of the humane qualities or some situations, everybody same thing. If we have no some result currently, we have not that much interest in. So let us know some karma is currently, the result of karma is currently coming. For example, last year you do something. That is many examples. For example, I learn English in this life. Still I am learning. Of course, I want to improve my English. Otherwise, right now it's not enough, my English. Speaking and reading and writing. So, but anyway, in this life, if I didn't learn English, right now I cannot teach. Then we need translator. Or I'm sorry, today we don't have a translator. Then we have no chance to teach. Then my mouth is maybe not mouth, just a hole, right? So this is karma. If you didn't learn about the Four Noble Truth, then you don't know how to practice. That is the masters of the ancient Tibetans. They say that if you nothing to learn, you don't have knowledge. If you don't have knowledge, then if you try to improve the realization system, like you without arms, you try to climb up the mountain rock, like on this wall. So that's where some result is come currently. Okay, we do not expect it's. If I give you a very simple example, if I use one harsh word with people, one person, that person repeat me. That is what currently coming, the action of the result. For example, I say, hi, good morning. Then another person repeat me, hi, good morning. This is also coming. So that's where some results is coming right now. Some result is in this action whose result will be experienced in the next life. So this is why we want to take until next life for coming this result. This is already we make distance. For example, this temple is established this mountainside, which is already place. If we go to the airport in Phoenix, at least 2.5 hours, we need to take that time. Who made that? We made ourselves. We come here, right? We come here. Then next we need to go to the Phoenix. It's a pretty long distance. But right now we all have cars. That's a you all have cars. That's why you don't see that much distance. For me, I think it's pretty far from the airport to between the airport and here. Anyway, so same like that. That is an example. And the reality of my teaching on there is we make good karma, maybe 1 hours, and we made bad karma maybe 2 hours. That's why then the result is so far good results are become is distance. I teach for 1 hour, 1.5 hours this morning, right? The rest of this day, what I should do, we don't know, right? Myself, I don't know. Maybe I did a lot of wrong things. physically I have no more chance to do wrong things, but in emotionally maybe, right? So then we calculate between this, which has more did good things, more things did good, or more things did the bad. Bad things did more, or good things did more. So that's where bad things make distance. Distance means they're not holding somewhere. Between good karma, for example, my good karma is this door, nearby the door. I'm here. Between they have drums and many things, right? If these things are bad karmas, first they need to repent. Its results need to come in with me. That's where then that is makes a distance. That's where then this result is coming with me. First result of coming with this book, for example, then flowers, and then drums, then this box and something like that. Then finally I reached nearby this drawer, then my good karma has come. Another good example is if I want to go in front of the sunrise, then right now I'm inside of the temple. So if I will go outside, at least I want to between this outside and here at least 20 steps. Each and every steps need to function with me. I cannot fly there, right? So that's where same like that makes sense. So this is the some result is coming this life, some result is coming next life. And some result is, let's say, the action whose result will be experienced in other subsequent lives. Not make sense. I don't know what they're talking about. But this means we're not sure when comes until we come in omniscient. When comes omniscient? When we become Buddha, then we becomes omniscient. In briefly, myself also taught what is the meaning of Buddha. This is the genuine happiness. Just I say that. But if we talking about the Buddha's qualities, 100 days not finished. If I'm enough this knowledge, if I'm enough this skill of the language, if you are enough you're diligent to listen these teachings, if we stay here 100 days, if I teach on the Buddha's only Buddha's qualities, cannot finished. But in briefly, scholars, masters make some numbers on there. And right now I cannot judge you by your for myself. I'm the life of the ordinary life. Then I have no chance to compare about the Buddha's qualities. But in this, hopefully you will understand. They say hearers, but in order to the listeners, the Buddha has 3 different kind of students. Not only 3 students, but 3 kind of students. So one is for listening groups. They have also lots of qualities. So Buddha has one is only Buddha's omniscience has these 110 qualities similar like these listeners. I know you right now not make clear that much, but you make question question mark in your mind, and they come to ask me in the during the question answer. Okay. Second is he has the 140 qualities with the some actually there's a Sharawaka or some, I don't know honestly, in order to listeners. So they compare some Buddha's 140 and then 37, 34, 39, they are equal like these groups, equal like these groups. So in order to try to make it clear, Buddha's some knowledge is similar scientist. Some knowledge is similar arhatis. You know arhatis? There are some higher meditators in the jungle, in the forest. And then some his qualities or knowledges are similar like the bodhisattvas. And then beyond of these some knowledges are only Buddha he has. Those another three groups don't have these qualities. So because perhaps if you know about these things a little bit, then you have come in some interest in enthusiasm. So enthusiasm is one paramita in the 6 paramitas. So this is an important one. Anyway, so we all practice for the future Buddha, and then we need to know a little bit these qualities. Then they make efforts. If we do not see some qualities, we don't have interest in, then we can't achieve some goals. Okay, and then still I want to talk about the 4 classification of the cause of suffering. This is a root of the classifications with the cause of suffering or of the origin of the suffering. So this is maybe you can write down with paper. I think once often this teaching is coming. So first is we say cause of suffering. Now we want to be like a scientist. The causes of suffering. Usually what we think, for example, this flower, the seed of flower then grow up. That we know and we just believe, right? Then we nothing to learn much beyond of those are. Scientists a little bit used some telescope, or they analyze something. But here right now, this flower, if we need to grow up, the first is deal with the cause. This is maybe we can say the energy of this flower, right? That is called, we can call the cause of this flower, that flower, this flower. So the same like the feeling of suffering or karma of the suffering, we have a cause. That's where we say number 1 is the causes of suffering. The second is the sources of all sufferings, because they make this flower. We say we use only one vocabulary, flower. Then another one vocabulary is seed of flower. That's all. But this flower, how many kind of the lotus, and which designs? There's different designs. Then colors. Then we go very deeply check with this. Then there's very subtle of things on these flowers. So that's where actually we say there's only one flowers, but each lotus, each designs, each colors, inside, outside, they have different. So they all have different cause. Same like that, different sufferings have different cause. That's why we say sources of all sufferings. This is, for example, if we pick out one person, some here is okay, tall, or this is okay, but then some part, in order to, one body has some part is ugly, some part is beautiful, or some smart. So same like that. But some is completely beautiful, outside, inside, everything's This is also make different karmas. So, make sense? So different karmas make different results. If we thinking only on one body, they have something is good things, something is not good things, because this is a different karmas mix. That's where they say the sources of, and right now we're talking about the cause of suffering. That's where we're thinking about the little bit the negative things on our body, what we have. Oh, this is the karma of that, this is the karma of the. Who knows? The subtle of these things are only known by the Buddha, because he has omniscient. But right now we can just we can guess, we can learn by this way. And then another classification is the growth of suffering. The cause of suffering is exist. Then second, this suffering need to grow up. Whether we need or not is different. In order to grow up this, for the growing this result of suffering, they need some energy. For example, we plant some tree. For growing up this tree, that need some helping facilities, right? Same like suffering has like that. Some suffering is not coming yet. Why? Because this still not exist there, kind of the growing of suffering, which is what? Right now we are not dying, right? But one day impermanent is come. This everybody believe that, right? One day definitely come. So that kind of action of or function of the dying, that is the result. This cause is right now we can say we have, but not activities. For the clearly makes sense by this way. Otherwise, if we go by the logic, then still we can say these activities, since we are give birth in this world. Since that time, the activities of the cause of the dying, right? Cause of a die is activities. But right now we can say not yet come that to die, but for future. So this is makes sense. The growing of suffering. We can learn by the two examples, or you can learn by the more examples. Then another is the conditions of suffering. Conditions of suffering is most of the times I did not tell the condition of the suffering is not the cause of the suffering. Why? Because the condition is not always become cause. If we cannot make clear between these things, then sometimes we misunderstood. Then in Christianity and Hinduism, maybe they say everything's created by the God. We do respect that things, but we can keep different views, because there's different view, right? So right now we do not say everything's created by God, right? And then maybe I'm not sure we want to accept this. This is come from Big Bang. In scientists they say Big Bang. We do respect, we learn that. But if we keep the view of karma, then we can keep different view, right? But in the Buddhism, they say we are created by the karma. We do respect, but we can keep different view among the Buddhism. So if karma has become creator, then that is not perfect view of Buddhism in order to. if karma is a perfect, the creator of the everything, then condition is useless. Then interdependent is useless. Interdependent and condition. For that reason, right now I a little bit make the different karma, condition, and karma. I make means I explain different ways. For example, condition means there's this flower vase. Right now we can say vase this, but in this Buddhism, the vase is a little different. So this vase is I move there and I pull here. This is karma or condition. This is a condition. This is not karma. That we want to figure out. If this book I pick up here and just put down, is condition, no deal with karma. If this is karma, I say if there is karma, then this vase is just move here. Then I stay here 100,000 of years. If I can alive here, it's impossible to move towards me. That's where condition is different. Karma and condition help each others by the good way and by the bad way. So karma and condition works together, but different energize, different function, maybe result is one. So that's where now I go back. Your body is established from your parents. This is a condition of your life, not cause of your life. And while you are sit in the wombs of your own mother's womb, that moment what you have feeling, these things are dealt with the karma. Right now our mind is like a guest house, guest. Body is like a guest house. Right now we are renting this body. So the moment of you are searched like a guest house, you search the body. That moment, the power of the karma, sometimes you find the body of the pig, but that moment you don't know that is the body of the pig. Sometimes you find the body of the horse. That moment you don't know that is the body of the horse. Maybe you don't like to prefer that moment. That moment maybe you, because when you rent the house, hotel, you would like to rent. We are saying it's a pretty good hotel, right? More safety, more facilities. That is like our body has like that. Have a good facilities due to the practice, for the practice and for the help and lots of things. Our brain is special. So that's where is we can say a good hotel. But why you don't know? Because at that moment the ignorance covered, like a sun is covered by the clothes. Same like that, ignorance and defilements and obscurations covered your mind. That's where you have no chance to prefer good body. That's where you just get some house, just you stay like that. For example, you are so tired. That moment we are so tired because we searched. Not only tired, we are so scared. We have lots of tensions. Because in the dream, sometimes we got a serious dreams. We have lots of uncomfortable. We cannot wake up. Similar the more serious of this experience, but similar. That moment have lots of scare, lots of worry, and it's speechless suffering. That's where at the momently you get some shelter, you pick up that. You have no way of choice. That's where you just the pig's parents meeting, male and the female of the pigs or horse or birds, whatever, ants or whatever we can pick example is okay. They meeting together. That moment, the energies of these male and the females gathering. That moment you rent that. So why you do that? These things are dealt with karma. So then subtle of these karma things are so subtle. Then we later we come in the teachings, and now today's teaching. Sorry, the cessation. Last Sunday and before that last Sunday and today also I did a little bit finished on the cause of suffering. That's what those things are a little bit negative things because we have those things. Okay, so in order to we are in the auction of the samsara, auction of the suffering. Okay, we are in the auction of the suffering. Then our question is, can we liberate from this ocean of suffering? That is our question. Then we say yes. Then how confidently we can answer yes? Because there is a cessation. Okay? What is the cessation? Cessation means the ending of the suffering or stripping of the suffering. That is easy peasy. Stooping, we can stop the suffering, we can make ending of the suffering. That's where that is called cessation. So right now we have a good chance. Right now we have that chance. Who did that? We have example Yogi Malaya did that. He completely mastered it. He completely become Buddha. So he did the ending of the suffering. He did the stop of the suffering. Stop in order to he purify all of the suffering. So we have that chance. That's where we are on the cessation, the noble truth of cessation, or we have the noble truth of cessation. Make sense? So for example, if you are being the patient, you have chance, right? Someone makes some destroy to you, you give back tolerance. That moment you do not angry with that person. Same like that. So the cessation, the noble truth of cessation does what? It's prevent the future suffering, and it's make purify the suffering of the past and the present. So then first I want to finish a little bit on there, because the last the noble truth of path has more. So today I want to hopefully finish on the noble truth of the cessation. So noble truth cessation has 4 classification. One is the cessation. This is the ending of suffering. Ending of suffering means that you know, right? You got it, right? In order to since from today we not come in suffering. If we do that, we have that chance. Later I want to explain more clearly. So the number 1 is the cessation. Second is a peace. Without suffering, then we are peace, happy, right? The third is the excellent, perfect. Our life is become perfect, full of the joys, happiness, right? And the fourth is the renunciation. The renunciation means the no come back in the suffering. the suffering is not come back with our life. If you are cross the ocean, then next you do not need to go back in the ocean. Same like that. So then which things make those the four things, which things achieve with our life? Simply, there's only three responsibilities. One responsibility is you want to regret for what you did wrong things. If you killed one bird, then you need to regret. Oh, I did wrong thing that. Then second is what you do is you want to purify. Third is what you do is you need to commitment, promise. Oh, for the future I don't want to do that. In the past I did wrong thing, so I want to purify that. And future I do not, never ever do same thing, same non-virtues, wrong action in order to wrong action. These three things are our responsibilities. These three things are very powerful the way of the practice on the cessation, noble truth of the cessation. But that is we can we are doing. For example, right now we are teaching here is not just like a performance, right? This is not just a show up. We come here, you use the only one kind of the vacation in a week. You use this precious time, you come here and we spend together and we talking about these things is for activities of the purify for what we did wrong things, and we prepare to prevent the future wrongdoings. That's why we are here gathering. So if we give up the cause of suffering, then the result of suffering not come. So for example, on this table cannot grow up flowers because this table has no cause of flower. You know, same like that on our body, in our life. Maybe in our life, if we stop or we make ending of the cause of suffering, then suffering doesn't come in. So that's where these four cessations are how to practice is the way of the three responsibilities. Okay, way of the three responsibilities, we purify the suffering, and then next life we no need to come back in this samsara. So among them, the number 4 is renunciation. That means next life you no need to come back in the samsara. But if you have freely you can come for helping, but not like illegally. you are no need to come back illegally, right? For example, people come from different countries to come to the United States. If you have passport, then you legally can come here. You have some reason. Oh, I want to give some teaching there. I want to help those people. Or they are rich. They have good health, wealth. So it's ready to give them compassion, loving kindness, improve some qualities of the Buddha. But this way, or need to you are going to different countries freely, or they have many people have some problems. I want to give teaching English, or I want to help, I want to social work like that. But this way you can go. This is legally you go. Then you do well things. Same thing. You come from Nirvana to come here legally. That means then you are Bodhisattva. That's why you come here for help other people. Right now here in the samsara, I mean samsara. Samsara means secondly exist the ocean of the suffering. That is called the samsara. Come here is non-freely. For me, I have no free. Why I don't have free? Who know that? I know myself. When I'm angry, it's difficult to be control my anger emotion. Coming the attachment, desire, difficult to control. That means I have no freedom. I feel sleeping. I'm very difficult to make a in order to, it's difficult. If you feel sleepy, then fall down, right? So if I got some dreams, I cannot make change these dreams. Why? I have no freedom. That means then the quality of the fourth cessation. What is the fourth cessation? The noble truth of the fourth cessation is the renunciation. Renunciation means then you do not, in order to you have completely freedom. Right? We all need freedom. Yeah. And then another, I use the excellent. Another classification or another sort of this cessation is excellent. Excellent is already I told you the four formless, the life of the four formless. They have lots of happiness. For example, right now we compare to someone young kind of teenagers. They have take care of their parents. They have lots of good things momentarily. That's where they cannot feel the suffering exists. Whether they don't know we will die due to the currently happiness. That's why here why we use the excellent. The excellent means the excellent, you know that, right? So not like a normal kind of the no, what is called? I give you one example, another example. Sorry. If here I have a friend, he is coughing, he cold, and for that reasons, I think if I shake hand, maybe his coughing is come to me. That's where me too. I will be coughing. I will cough. That's where I run away. I don't shake with the hand with him. That person, I can go outside, but I can liberate from that person. But I cannot liberate from the cold. One day, some temperatures of the weather temperatures, and some due to my drinking, or some due to some clothes or something, I will get the cold, coughing, right? Same like that. These things are not excellent. Liberate. I liberate from that person is not excellent. Liberate. I can separate with this who get cold, who are coughing. I separate with that person. This is I separated from that person. I can separate with that person, but that is not excellent because it's next time or next day it's ready to come again another coughing with my life. But here we say excellent means not coming yet. Make sense? Not coming yet. So it's always excellent, always been. The suffering is never ever come with your life. That is called the excellent, the one cessation of the excellent. Then peace is everybody knows. Everybody use the peace. If people use too much about the peace, sometimes there's no value. People don't see that much value, but it has value. If only one day you have peace of the mind, is really happy. Peace of the environment, you are so happy. For example, you are in the town, have many traffic, many cars and many noises and something, then you kind of you taught me this in the blue scale or something. In order to suddenly you come here, then you, oh, it's gorgeous, it's very quiet, excellent. You understand that, but you stay here maybe 1 month, 2 months, then you feel a little bit boring. And then you go to the town, you see the smart town, different, it's beautiful light and just different things. It's smart buildings. For me, it's happened. Oh, it's gorgeous, it's wonderful. Then I stayed there a few days, then, oh, exhaust. So that's why it's peace has some value. We have proof. Proof is very simple, but then we pick up a gorgeous piece, okay? And then another is decision. Decision is in order to stop completely, never ever come. That's the same thing. So this is the 4 decisions. And then I would like to finish today on this 4th decision, but still not finished. I cannot, because of the time is important. That's all. Thank you so much. So we jump momentarily.
Hi everyone, I just wanted to make a few announcements before we break for lunch. One of our attendees today, her name is Deb, here in the back row. She's just put up her hand. She has so kindly donated a beautiful lunch today for everyone. And she got up early this morning and cooked, and there's 5 gorgeous dishes waiting for you all in the dining room. And so it's her beautiful offering. And so please, everyone, come and enjoy. And please thank her personally. We're really grateful. And she's new here. So it's very generous offering. So thank you so much. And I wanted to let everyone know who might not be aware of all of the retreats and teachings that are happening here. So of course, next weekend, Khenpo Tenzin will be finishing this series on the 4 Noble Truths with the last truth. And we will also be doing a special puja in the afternoon instead of the White Tara practice. We'll be doing a Lama Chopa practice in honor of one of the great Drikung Kagyu lamas in our lineage that has just recently passed away. And so Garchen Rinpoche has asked us to do the Lama Chopa practice next Sunday at 2 p.m. instead of the White Tara in honor of Lo Kunsong Rinpoche's life. And Garchen Rinpoche will be sponsoring a lunch for everyone next week. Next Sunday, in honor of Lo Kunsong Rinpoche. So please tell your friends and come join us for that special day as well. And then for the month of September, every weekend, Khenpo Tenzin is leading a weekend retreat. So these wonderful teachings that you've experienced here for an hour and a half the last few Sundays, you can go much deeper into the teachings and meditation and have a more intensive experience with Khenpo Tenzin over a weekend. So he'll be doing the first 4 weekends of September, starting Friday night from 7 to 8. He'll give an orientation on the topic. The first one's on mindfulness meditation. And then all day Saturday from 9 to 5 with a 2-hour lunch break, he'll be doing teaching and meditation. And then on Sunday from 9 to 12, he will be finishing up that topic. And then we'll break for lunch, and we will be serving lunch, all the meals here during Saturday and Sunday. So, and then we'll have our afternoon practice as well, open to everyone. And then Khenpo is also leading his first 7-day Vipassana retreat here. So it's an excellent opportunity to really get deeper into your meditation practice. And that's going to be October 13th to 19th. And he has a wonderful plan that he's been telling me about for this retreat. And there's going to be meditations outside and inside and some discussion group. And it's going to be pretty special. So I highly recommend that. And please see us in the office to register or if you have any other questions. And then also want to announce that Lopam Barbara Dubois is returning to Garchen Institute. And many of you may not know who she is, but she is a really gifted teacher. She's an American woman who's been practicing Dharma for over 30 years. And Lopan is a Tibetan title that was given to her by Garchen Rinpoche, and it means teacher. And she has been gone for a few years, and so we're so happy to welcome her back. And she will be giving a 3-day weekend retreat, all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 26, 27, 28, on the 37 Bodhisattva practices. She has just recently completed a new book. It's just a commentary on the 37 Bodhisattva practices, which is the one that you read at the beginning of this teaching. And some of those verses, as you may have noticed, aren't always so easy to understand, so let alone practice. So the commentary is really precious, and we're thrilled to have her leading that retreat. So, and then we also have flyers outside the office in the hallway of all of the different retreats and the schedules, and then also for the rest of the year into November and our winter teachings and so on. So please be sure to get a flyer, and hope we see all of you in the dining room for Dep's delicious lunch. Thank you so much.
Okay, yellow book, page 18, 1-8. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it is not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. Then page 16. Your 1,000 arms are the 1,000 Chakravartin kings. Your 1,000 eyes are the 1,000 Buddhas of this fortune area. I prostrate a venerable genius who shows whatever is needed to subdue those to be subdued. Oh, my neighbor, Thank you so much.